So my name's Kinneil Coltman. I'm the Chief Diversity Officer for Greenville Health System. And I became involved with Greenville Chamber several years ago when we were trying to imagine how the Greenville Chamber could help make a footprint in this space of diversity and inclusion in the upstate. And for 2 years we did a lot of envisioning of what that could look like, and we finally decided we really needed a leader to lead that initiative at the Chamber. And we were given the great gift of Nika White, the Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion. And this is really her brainchild, and I'm so excited about it because I think that it meets a need in the community that I've been hearing about for years. Since I arrived in Greenville close to 7 years ago, I've met tons of business executives that work for smaller companies, law firms, small manufacturing firms. And what I hear consistently over and over again is, of course we want to work on diversity and inclusion, but we just don't have the resources to hire a Chief Diversity Officer. And so I think that this is going to meet a fundamental need that's in the community. It's going to line up the tools and resources with the aspirations of a lot of small business owners. So I'm excited about what it could do in the way of changing the game for a lot of upstate businesses. And then I think about Greenville Health System and the role that we play as a larger employer, but also a buyer of goods and services in the upstate. We're very interested in doing business with other entities, certainly small businesses, that are focused and committed to diversity and inclusion just like we are. And so when we find that spirit and that focus and that drive in a small business, we know that their values are aligned with our values. So we want to do business with those kinds of businesses. So for us at Greenville Health System, it's very selfish to promote this kind of effort because we know that it's going to pay dividends in the way of creating jobs in the community, of really helping to build the brand, not only for the upstate of South Carolina, but for South Carolina as a whole, that we are a mecca of inclusion. And that's what we're focused on. We know that folks on the outside may not always think of South Carolina as an inclusive place where diversity flourishes, but we know that those of us on the inside of the state are very committed to making sure that that stereotype isn't actually accurate. When I think about the Capacity Builders program, it's clear to me that the name is very fitting because what we're trying to do is build the capacity of the businesses in the upstate to be able to be competitive on not only a local level but also a national and potentially global level. When you think about the mileage that a small business can get from a diversity and inclusion program, be it in the way of employee retention, enhanced recruitment efforts, better morale. Those are the kinds of issues that we think are going to make upstate businesses much more competitive and much more attractive to customers on a national landscape, because big customers want to know that you care about diversity and inclusion. One of the things that we know is that 85% of Chamber members are actually small businesses. And as we've networked with those businesses over the years, what we've learned is they really have great interest and intentions to have diversity and inclusion embedded in their businesses, but sometimes they just flat out don't have the resources to have a full-time diversity officer. And so the message that we want to send is, you don't have to have those resources. Intentions alone can get you there with a little bit of help from the Capacity Builders program. And so what this program will do is give a great jumping off point with lots of tools and resources and all of those things that a smaller company would need to hit the ground running on a diversity and inclusion initiative. So you don't have to be a massive organization with thousands of employees and a big diversity department to be able to start this kind of program. That's the message that we hope this program will send. At the end of the day, we want to make sure the upstate businesses are competitive, and that's what this is really about. It's about ensuring the economic vitality of the upstate by making sure that its businesses, whether they're big or small, are competitive and very attractive to companies around the nation, because diversity and inclusion isn't just a great strategy for your employees, but it's also a great way to build your brand, and it's a great way to build goodwill with not only the business community, but the community in which you live and work. And we want for small businesses to be able to have those opportunities too.